A lot of speculation about the future of Timo Werner. This is what he had to say. If a move were to become an issue at some point, I would be more tempted by a move abroad than a move to Bayern. Well, Stevie Nicol and Don Hutchison with us to discuss this. Don, Didier Mann, of course, former Liverpool player, doesn't feel that Timo Werner would fit into Jurgen Klopp's side. What do you think?
Oh, I would disagree with Didi on that one. I've been commentating on Timo Werner for quite a while now, and everything I see a top-class player. He can play as a 9, he can play off that left-hand side. He's super quick, he's got a great attitude, good work ethic. The trouble is, Liverpool fans might argue, where is he going to fit into the 11? Well, Jurgen Klopp doesn't really tend to rotate his best players, but he might need to whenever the African Cup of Nations is played. Sadio Mané is going to be away, Mo Salah's going to be away. And I just think it gives Liverpool more ammunition, it gives them more goals. And, you know, Timo Werner going into Liverpool, I can only see that as a positive.
Does he get in the starting 11 though, Stevie?
Oh, don't start with you. Does he get the starting 11? Listen, Timo Werner would be a fantastic signing for Liverpool. Yes, the three that they have right now are arguably the best front three in the world, but the best time to strike is when you're hot, and this is now the time. And Timo Werner, all the things he's saying, it looks like he's desperate to go and join Klopp and Liverpool, so he can play anywhere along that front line. You know, one of the things that Didi was saying is that he doesn't think he could play in the Firmino role. Well, if you think of what happens when Firmino doesn't play, he plays Salah there. If there's one thing Salah is not good at, it's knitting things together, but it still works. Liverpool still make it work, so there's no question. Timo Werner could play either wide, or he could play right up the pipe where Firmino plays. So I think this is a no-brainer. If Liverpool can sign this guy, absolutely get it done.
All the talk, though, is about how there won't be as much transfer money around during the summer. So then if I was to give you a choice between Koulibaly and Timo Werner, Don, who would you go for? Because Koulibaly, of course, has been linked to Liverpool as well of late.
Well, I mean, that's a hell of a decision. I mean, I think if Koulibaly comes through the door and he plays alongside Virgil van Dijk, I think you wrap the title up right there. I don't think there's anyone better. There won't be another partnership like it. The best defenders out there in Europe, apart from the Premier League at the moment, is Milan Skriniar at Inter. My gut feeling is he's going to join Pep at Man City. And alongside him is Koulibaly. I think at 28, he's a great age. He's got good pace. He's strong. He's a leader. I think he walks straight into Liverpool's lineup and he makes them harder to beat. He makes them a physical presence. You wouldn't want to play against Van Dijk or Koulibaly. How on earth, as a striker, do you even think about getting any joy out of those two? So a really tough question to answer, but if you had to push me on it, I would probably lean towards being Koulibaly.
But you won the title by 1 million points. Is that really where you need to reinforce, Don?
Well, I think so. Stevie's probably better equipped than I am. I was more of an attacker midfield player and a goal getter, but I think if you're going to win titles and you want to try and adapt, Liverpool have to be harder to beat. You have to go into Europe and you have to have people like Koulibaly who can lead you into Europe. You can try and go that way when games are tight. If you wanted a clean sheet, Koulibaly and Van Dijk, Robertson and Trent would be nigh on impossible to break down, Alisson behind them. And it would just put fear, I would imagine, into every manager and every player that lines up against Liverpool thinking or trying to come up with a game plan, how you're actually going to score goals. What is Liverpool's weakness going to be? And with Koulibaly and Van Dijk and Alisson as that sort of triangle, that three, they would take some beating.
Stevie, I know you weren't a goal-getter like Don, obviously, but maybe you could chip into this conversation anyway. Timo Werner or Koulibaly?
My goodness. Listen, if I had a wish list, then yes, I would wish to have Koulibaly alongside Van Dijk. But if you're saying I can only have one choice, I'm going to go with Timo Werner. You know, I think the front three need a lot more rotation than the back line. You know, the way Liverpool play, the way that front three presses when they play together, you know, eventually it's going to catch up with them. They've been unbelievable for the last 18 months, but you cannot keep that up for 6-7 years. You know, you need a break. I think defensively, Gomez has done enough to make Klopp be comfortable. He's not Koulibaly, but I'll tell you what, he's not that far off it. And so if it's a choice between the two, I'm going to edge it towards Timo Werner.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.